Way back in early April 2004, our Wander dad Bong made a very short trip to Germany for a job interview. His approximately 17-hour flight landed at Frankfurt International Airport at around 3 p.m. He was picked up at the airport around 4 and brought to a hotel in Heilbronn at around 6. It was springtime, brutally cold, and already dark, so there was nothing else to do but sleep. The following day he was picked up at the hotel at about 8 a.m. for his interview. By 10:30 a.m., the interview was over. He was to be picked up from the hotel at 3 p.m. to be sent to the airport for his 8 p.m. return flight to Manila. He had approximately 3 hours to kill, and to check out the relatively laid-back city of Heilbronn. He did manage to have some photos taken. This is the city of Heilbronn, photo borrowed from Wikipedia. Heilbronn is located in the northern corner of the Neckar Basin at the bottom of the Wartberg. Heilbronn and its surroundings are located in the northern part of the larger Stuttgart metropolitan area. Although a highly industrialized city, Heilbronn is relatively laid back with a population of just over 126,000. It is also known for its wine industry. This was Bong's hotel room in Heilbronn. He knew he was going to stay at a cheap hotel, but he was still shocked at how tiny and Spartan his room was. Even the shower room and toilet was tiny. Apparently, most hotels in Europe are like this. The view from Bong's hotel room, taken the morning after his arrival in Heilbronn. Pretty decent neighborhood. The billboard down below did not escape his attention. He was shocked at how racy commercial advertisements in Germany are, at least compared to the ones in the Philippines. Arriving at his job interview location, the reason he was in Germany in the first place. He already forgot the name of the company, but that was its logo. He isn't quite sure if the company still exists today. It probably does. Back then it was a multinational company in the fashion and apparel sector with manufacturing plants in the Philippines. Anyway, Bong was not offered the job he went to get interviewed for. But he was offered a different job, which he respectfully declined, eventually. Back at the hotel after his interview, Bong met with Carl, a good German friend from his IBM days. Bong and Carl worked together in several major data center proposals in the Philippines and became very good friends in the process. Carl drove almost 300 kilometers to Heilbronn all the way from Munich to meet with Bong. Their meeting lasted no more than an hour. They have not seen each other again since 2004. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. Behind Bong in this photo is probably the Neckar River, or one of its major tributaries at least. It must be the Neckar River. The Neckar cuts across the city of Heilbronn. This very scenic river is 362 km long, mainly flowing through the southwestern state of Baden-Württemberg. It is a major tributary of the Rhine and is the 10th largest river in Germany. Built in 1950s using the Renaissance style of architecture, the Town Hall of Heilbronn is one of the most beautiful buildings in the city. Municipal administration is taking care out of this building, and locals visit the town hall for registering new vehicles or for applying for passports. The place is also used as an entertainment venue for local events, theater performances, and so on. The famous Heilbronn Town Hall is marked with an equally famous giant astronomical clock on top of its entrance, which makes the building stand out. The town hall and its amazing clock is located at the market square in the center of Heilbronn. It is a working clock, with moving parts and musical sounds on the hour. Bong at Heilbronn city center, with St. Kilian Church in the background. Kilian Church on Kaiser Street in Heilbronn is a Gothic hall church constructed from Heilbronner sandstone, whose origin dates back to the 11th century. Its western tower, constructed by Hans Schreiner, is one of the first major Renaissance buildings to be built north of the Alps. Unfortunately for our Wander Dad, he didn't get to visit this famous and historical church, as he wasn't aware of neither its significance nor its existence during his blitzkrieg tour of the city.
The other 11 is something from nothing.
At the Heilbronn city center. This plaza is right in front of the town hall. Still at the city center, Bong checks out the shopping centers. More of those racy outdoor ads captured our Wander Dad's attention. Not that he was deliberately looking for them, but because he was truly intrigued at how different Filipino and European cultures are. Foot traffic in the streets and even in the shopping centers in Heilbronn were generally light during Bong's visit. It was really not surprising considering how brutally cold the weather was.
29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10.
Bong loves observing people, especially in foreign cities. In Heilbronn there's no better place to observe the locals than at Kaiser Street, the city's main thoroughfare. Our Wander Dad spent almost half an hour near this bus stop just observing the comings and goings of the mostly working-class locals. Unlike in bigger and busier cities in Europe, the pace of life in Heilbronn is indeed a lot less frenzied. Bong spent a good 4 hours more or less on the Autobahn, from Frankfurt to Heilbronn and back to Frankfurt. The weather was generally gloomy on both occasions, although he did enjoy the countryside scenery on those trips. He observed wide expanses with neat rows of local crops, although he couldn't make out what crops were planted at the time. Along the way there were some castles here and there too. The majority are rather small, but there were also some that were quite big. Bong's blitzkrieg trip to Heilbronn, Germany can be broken down as follows. Approximately 35 hours on the air, from Manila to Frankfurt and back to Manila. Approximately 4 hours on the Autobahn. Roughly 4 to 5 hours of aggregate airport waiting time in Manila and Frankfurt. Roughly 21 hours in the city of Heilbronn, including a full 8 hour of sleep at a local hotel, with a really tiny room. Yes, it can be called no less than an adventure.